one thing that makes you proud part of Mandsaur University? Like, what are the key pillars and strengths at Mandsaur University to where we can excel in achieving the NAAC?
Immature.
Uh-huh.
Even at 12 midnight, I used to shoot the message.
Okay.
But early morning, I think I remember the Almighty, I remember the family.
This is a very, beautiful and surreal location altogether. You already told that you often visit here and come here.
Yes.
This really gives the fact that sometimes if you need a peace of mind, this place is ideal to come in.
You can relax here.
Right. So we talk about, I have a question, sir. We talk about rural-urban transition zone.
Yes.
How do we make sure a student from Mandsaur University feels global competitive without losing their a local identity rather? इसमें आपके क्या विचार रहेंगे सर?
आपने एक कहा कि रूरल
अर्बन
ट्रांजिशन के अपने चैलेंजेस हैं और ग्लोबली कम्पिटिटिव
जी।
तो आज की तारीख में सबसे एडवांटेज जो छात्रों को है वो ये है कि उनके पास पूरी दुनिया सिमट करके उनकी मोबाइल में और उनके आसपास इर्द गिर्द आ गई है
जी।
हमारा समय अलग था जब सिर्फ हमें कुछ मैगजीन्स पत्रिकाओं के चित्र से और उसके कहानी से और चित्रण से हमें पता चलता था। बट आज एक का युवा वो कोई भी क्षेत्र हो साइंस हो टेक्नोलॉजी हो फैशन हो ग्लैमर हो प्रोडक्ट्स हो सभी चीज़ की जानकारी इवन वो पढ़ाई भी अगर आज ये कहा जाए कि तुम्हें कॉलेज जाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है तो वो अपने मोबाइल पे पढ़ करके एक डिग्री भी हासिल कर सकता है। दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी विच टुडेज टाइम हैज थ्रोन ओपन बिफोर द स्टूडेंट्स एंड आई थिंक इट्स अ ह्यूज अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर इवन अ रूरल बेस्ड student and this transition that you are talking about, the rural-urban transition, was much difficult in our times where we actually had to physically be there in the urban setup to understand the nuances, get into that mode. And as I have already talked about certain limitations, that how you feel that there is some kind of a complex that sets in between a rural setup and the urban setup. And you always feel whether it is in terms of attire, in terms of your communication, in terms of your etiquettes, in terms of your mental state, I think. You feel somewhere that you carry some kind of an inferiority around the peer group that would have been born and brought up, grown up, groomed, studied, had their schooling in the urban setup. Today, I think it is much easier for a student to understand these things because there are people who are guiding them, mentoring them. There are videos which talk about the entire urban setup, and while they have not even landed in the urban areas, they try to catch up with the urban crowd.
Right, sir.
So this actually the grooming and I would say getting into the mode of the urban culture and urban setting, it has become easier. But still, I think what is lacking and what lacks is which we understand is that there is somewhere a lack of confidence and that belief in themselves that they are none less than any other student and individual which may have grown in the urban setup. Many a times, and I would say most of the time, since the urban people have never witness that deprivation,
Mhm.
I think their urge in the belly, the fire in the belly is much less
Hmm.
than a student coming from a rural and a humble background
Absolutely.
who wants to be successful, who has a responsibility in mind, very deep in mind, towards his family and society. He wants to do well,
Mhm.
and therefore, but then what he lacks is that kind of a confidence somewhere. So, we understanding this very fact, the first and foremost thing, with our lectures, with our mentoring, with our grooming, whether in the classroom, giving them every opportunity to express themselves, talk out, give their ideas, and also expose them to through various audio video aids, exposing them to the lives and histories of various personalities, similar personalities, or calling those personalities in campus and making these people feel that the journey has been similar for a successful professional or a man or a woman, and therefore it is not impossible for them to get onto that path, and even if they have that kind of origin, with certain efforts they can reach those heights. They can match up with the qualities of the urban gentry, the urban people. So this kind of a overall effort in exposing them to these kind of journey, empowering them with the right kind of communication skills, right kind of psychological interventions which instill them confidence, try to remove their innovations, give them all kind of, there are various clubs and committees which give them platform to explore and manifest their interest and strong areas of strength, be it sports, music, literature.
Yes.
And second thing today, what is again has happened positively, is that there is no more that much emphasis of English language as a communication. Even the corporates and the government and the entire ecosystem is accepting, rather preferring the vernacular language, the bilingual language. So language at itself, which happened to be biggest barrier or probably one of the factors of that complex, the fear complex, the inferiority complex, or was making them not so confident, has somewhere being limited. And this is again, we try to encourage them to express, talk about, articulate their knowledge and understanding in any form of language that they feel comfortable with. Even we have encouraged students to express in the local Malawi language
as well.
And then gradually what we have found is that over the year he picks up the other languages also fluently. Then another important thing that we do is, and we emphasize, this is something which my focus is, that give them opportunity to go out of Mandsaur, go out of the state
and explore.
Expose them, go to the conferences, go to the other places, or sports meet, or the cultural festival which the institutions organize and they are located outside. And then bring in, as I said, bring in more and more people from outside. So this kind of mixing, both within the city and outside the city, prepares them, minimizes those negativities that they had. And I think that is something which is important.
Certainly.
Now, related to this particular fact, when you talk of globally competitive, I think today, if you really focus on the right skills, See, if it is AI analytics, you may have level of competencies that may differ depending on the kind of profile that you work on within these domains. But then if you have, say suppose an average competence or average level of a profile or a middle level profile which needs certain competency. Now this competency doesn't differentiate between what is essential globally or what is workable in domestically. What I mean to say is, competence is competence today.
Certainly.
This competence, they prepare them for a global market, global world. It is not necessary that an AI expert would be working for companies which are having their domestic needs or domestic clients, and they may be working on a different platform, and internationally they would be working on a different platform. They may be working organizations where they have the clients all across the world. So therefore, the competence should be such, the skills imparted into these students should be such, which makes them ready for any of the markets and any of the places.
Industry relevant.
And probably this is the reason why many of the students from Mandsaur and the adjoining areas, which is the primary catchment area of this university, these students have moved out to different states in the country. And I'm told that we have about 2,000 alumni who are spread across the world, be it northern part of the hemisphere or the Southeast Asia or the Asia Pacific and other areas. And I think as for the technical competence, I have already talked, but their exposure to the external world, their expectations from the external global world, if they have to happen to move out there, I think these alumni, people who have worked outside, professionals who have had their experiences outside the country, getting them connected to these people, to these alumni, is again some kind of a effective mentoring for these students.
Correct.
And I think a combination of some very strong basic knowledge added with the right skills, right temperament, right communication skills, which come out of practice-oriented teaching learning, practical exposure, industry relevant projects, on-ground training, given by the industry experienced faculty members coming from the industry and taking workshops.
Yeah.
I think that's how their domain-specific skills are created. So you have basic knowledge, you have the skills that they have to really that help them develop that right competence, coupled with the other competences in terms of their behavioral skills, communication skills, interpersonal skills,
right attitude,
leadership skills, right attitude, etc. And then, as I said, their exposure to the outer world outside the city, and on top of it, connect with the alumni who are, or the professionals who have had international exposure.
Yeah.
I think this all makes them comfortable and they are ready for transition from the domestic markets to the global markets.
Okay.
And I think in near future, we will see many of the MU students placed and located in various parts of the world. Though the present geopolitical situation and the approach and the policies of the government outside is getting closed. They are preferring their own nationalities. Opportunities for, particularly for Indians, are getting lesser. So I think it's not a cause for worry because India is on a growth path.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, if you happen to have the World Economic Forum discussions and the projections of IMF, World Bank, etc., it still happens to be on a higher growth path with a real growth rate of around 7%, 7 to 8%, where inflation rate is a moderate at 3 to 4%.
Correct.
So, which is definitely our situation is far, far better than the European world or the North America and the many other countries. And therefore, what I mean to say is, even if the geopolitical order today doesn't give you much of an opportunity globally, there is ample opportunities within the country which our students must be exploring. But if they have developed those competencies, if we are making them ready, the day they get the opportunity, I think they will be doing very successful in that wonderful globally as well. They will be successful globally as well. So that's what.
Wonderful. As the sun is about to set, it's almost set, and
Yes,
for the day,
yeah.
and likewise, also universities doesn't sleep until they get the proper NAAC accreditation.
Yes.
So you have yes, right. So I mean,
said.
they don't get a peaceful nights and peaceful sleep unless the universities properly get the proper NAAC accreditation to follow it from there. So you have been a top member. I mean, you coming from your expertise, how do you share, like, what are the key pillars and strengths at Mandsaur University to where we can excel in achieving the NAAC grading?
Again, a very relevant question you have asked.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think there is a great myth about these accreditations, whether it is NAAC, whether it is NBA or QCI, etc. Frankly speaking, I don't see these are just the qualifying degrees or certificates for an institution. In fact, the criteria, the model that NAAC professors or NBA professors or any quality assurance agencies or the international accreditation bodies profess is to make the institution imbibe those practices into their system. It is not that it is only because
You would like to feed the fish in the meanwhile.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. They must be around 100% their hair
I
only.
can see a lot of them.
That's
And I think
really
relatively
a
the water is-
fascinating view
Yes. Why don't
to
you try
catch.
as well?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
I'll hold it for you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
So
Finally
I
into
think
the
what I was trying to emphasize upon is that these accreditations are just not for the sake of accreditation or certification, making you eligible for certain grants or etc., or to hang it on the wall and just to make a marketing tool. Rather, one institution should definitely try to work on all those criterias, that model, which ensures of the quality in the education, in the research, in the faculty, within the institution. These should be the heart and soul of any institution. Now, coming to what needs to be done, as I said in the beginning, there's a system. You have first and foremost, I think, the mission and the objective of the institution has to be very, very clear. Why you exist, and as I said, if Mandsaur University has a very genuine intent of empowering the society, empowering the youth, and enabling them for their professional life, livelihood, enabling them with the right life skills, so that they turn out to be a good professional, they earn their livelihood, they support themselves, they support the welfare of their family, and in turn, they contribute to the growth and development of this entire region. And ultimately, it all adds up to the growth of the country.
Yeah.
And if I were to, like, though I'm not very convinced about it at this moment, but then we are definitely having, and there's nothing wrong to have a vision like Viksit Bharat 2047, because you should always dream big, and then only it leads you to higher benchmarks and higher efforts.
Set excellence.
Yeah, excellence. So all these efforts at the level of this city, of this region, by the youth is contributing to that growth path, where the welfare of the society, welfare of the country, welfare of the family, welfare of that individual, that is ensured. So if that mission is there, then in fact the university has to work around that mission. And that's what we are trying to do. But then in order to ensure that excellence, in order to achieve this outcome, as I said, the institution has to be systems driven. It should not be individual driven, person driven. It is not either Honorable Chancellor Narendra Nahata's own decision only, said the singular decision, or neither it is the decision of the Vice Chancellor or XYZ. There has to be a system in place. There has to be policies. There has to be processes. There has to be the SOPs which actually run the institution. It's like a constitution. Correct. It's like a Bible for the institution. Correct. And no individual can interfere or intervene in this process.
Correct.
And they cannot. And then they should have, the institution should have a long-term roadmap, what we call as the institutional development plan or a strategic plan for 5 years or 3 years, broken into annual years, where we are really clear that, okay, what departments, what faculty, what discipline, where we focus, what kind of interventions are required, what kind of industry needs are there. So understanding the needs of the stakeholders and developing that strategic plan is important, which we are doing. Beyond that, now it comes that we need to have the right curriculum. So curriculum means the right kind of courses. Again, as I said, it should be more practical oriented, it should be more industry oriented. The students should get opportunity for real life projects, certifications, workshops. So these are the pedagogical methods, but then it comes to the composition of the curriculum should be such that you should have some theoretical subjects, but at the same time you should have more projects and practical oriented.
Absolutely.
Then comes the kind of the syllabus each course should have. The syllabuses again should not be heavily theoretical. It should have practical orientation. The student must know why they are learning this. So there comes the implementation of outcome-based education, which is one of the key pillars of new education policy. So anything that we teach and anything that we give to students, they should know about the outcome. We also should know why we are doing it, what is going to be the outcome, which should be aligned with the bigger mission and bigger objective of the institution. Correct. Now, once the curriculum and these things and the practical and other methods and the pedagogical methods are in place, the assignments are placed, the assessments are in place, then we must also ensure that we should have the right kind of intellectual capability, the capacity, the intellectual resource, which is basically the faculty. Okay. Now, how that faculty brings in the knowledge, right knowledge, and the right experience from the industry. How they make the students apply their knowledge, make them more practice-oriented, and how they mentor this thing. Today it is not that, okay, you are just delivering and it is not a monologue. You need to encourage the student. You need to facilitate. You're a facilitator, you are not a teacher. And then you need to give them the latest of the opportunity to develop the latest of the skills and competences which I have been talking about.
The current trend.
And then the faculty, what kind of research they do. So research is another pillar. Research, consultancy, innovation. So all these are the intellectual capabilities, and how the faculty or the university encourages students to engage in those research and innovations. So that is something. And then you need to identify certain core areas of your competence. Say suppose we are looking at our computer science is of course there, but at the same time we are looking at the forensic, the emerging areas of forensic, we are looking at the nursing sector, we are looking at the Ayurveda in terms of medical, the pharmacy is there, management is there, we are also looking at the legal aspect. Also we are also looking at holistic perspective, how an engineer they can see their technical applications knowledge in the context of the society, in the context of their audience, in the context of the customers, and that can only come by understanding the fields like psychology, understanding like subjects like sociology, like of course say suppose if you are from journalism. Now there is an agriculture sector also. Now it may sound very strange. What is the connect between these two? But let me tell you, there you must have seen that there in your field there are people who are specializing into agriculture area.
Absolutely.
They are great journalists today. You know,
Absolutely.
M.S. Swaminathan has been a great agriculturalist. Absolutely. Now, therefore, so if a journalist need to understand agriculture first before they do a journalism in agriculture sector. Similarly, journalism into any sports, they need to do at sports. So basically, this university gives that multidisciplinary opportunity for the students to learn and understand these subjects in totality, and therefore we help build them the right competency.
That can only pave the way for the right accreditance at the end. Right?
Yes, and so ultimately, accreditation also looks at, NAAC also looks at whatever you're teaching, whatever you're doing research, what is the kind of impact it is making on the students, what kind of graduate outcomes it is making, what is the kind of impact you are making to the society, then what is the kind of exposure that you are giving to the faculty members in terms of having their international exposure, national exposure, attending the conferences, organizing conferences. So this is another culture that we want to do. We want to focus on the infrastructure also, give them the right equipments, right lab situations, the computer facilities, because infrastructure has to be just not the building is important, but more than that, what is important is the equipments and the software that is important, or the softer side of the infrastructure which is important for students and for the institution to work upon.
Yes.
And of course the international exposure, the industry exposure, the industry connect that you have with the students, with the industry and the corporates, the kind of patents that you may be doing, all these things. Then you have the another thing that I would like to focus is on the student experience, the kind of a student experience that you want to create in that university. That also very much matters. So we have altogether about 10 criterias. Within 10 criterias, you have different sub criterias. Incidentally, all these 10 criterias make a holistic whole. It is not into silos. All are integrated with one into each other. Good faculty, good teaching. Good faculty, good research. Good research, good this thing. So you will have to have innovation. Another important area is today's section which the government is focusing is now you need to be job creators, not job seekers only. So we are focusing largely on the entrepreneurship cell. We are trying to equip them to run businesses, create startups, etc. So all these are another important area. So overall, this is how it is important. Now, another important when I talk about developing these right systems and processes, another important area is the documentation part. Incidentally, India as a whole, we have been lacking in the documentation area. So we have the right softwares, we have the right practices where each and everything is being documented, right from the teaching material, teaching resources, to research resources, to all the kind of activities that is being done. What is, in terms of your outcome-based education, you have to, a very important area is that your graduate outcomes, graduate attributes, the learning outcomes, all these need to be measured around the course, each of the courses, and the attainment levels have to be measured. And you have a separate IQAC cell, that is internal quality assurance. That body committee, that body audits your the performances of each of these things, the level of attainment, identify the gaps, work on those gaps, and the cycle continues. Basically, you need to create a virtuous cycle which helps the institutions to grow. Now, NAAC basically focuses on the 3 years data. So we are trying to build up, consolidate those data and information, what the university has been doing, what are the strong points in there. There is a process now, the NAAC process itself has gone under transformation reforms, where you have 2 sets of accreditation. One is your binary, which is going to be purely online now, where you have a binary system where you have to, so we'll have to first go for a binary system and then we will go for a graded system. So that is one. Another, after and parallelly we are trying to build some kind of international MOUs with the industry. We are focusing on, so we have a separate training placement cell where we are focusing on industry readiness placement training for students, as well as we have a corporate relations cell. We are creating MOUs and connect with the industry, and these are, so then we are trying to understand those needs, those industry needs, those skills demands also get into the curriculum design and the syllabus design, the way of teaching, the certification courses, etc. So all these whole exercises we have initiated, we are working on them, and I think with all these activities, I think in near future we are preparing ourselves well as part of the NAAC process. So it is not, so again, as I said, let me again reiterate that all these practices are there to strengthen the institution. As a fallout,
Certainly.
it gives you an advantage where you would be ready for your NAAC accreditation. If you don't do it for your, these are the initiatives, you are doing it for the benefit of the university, for your stakeholders, that is the students, that is your industry leader, the industry corporates,
and
which are ready to, and the future generation. But and at the same time, you are assuring quality, you are assuring your this thing, which makes you ready for any kind of an accreditation, NAAC, and then higher level of accreditations as well.
Wonderful. As this beautiful landscape has been so kind for us, unlike you have been so kind and generous with us so far throughout this interview. We really appreciate our team, campus cover team. Really appreciate that.
Can you suggest me a good cafe around? So
let's go and let's stop at one of the restaurants here, which really serves a great coffee. We have finally landed at a great ambience.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
I'm liking it, and
thank you so
I think
much. And there's your coffee.
I never imagined that this place would have this kind of a restaurant and this setup.
Yes.
So it's really, and whosoever has making a choice, it's really
with a
appreciable.
Great setting,
Yes,
a great
yes.
lighting and interior all together.
Right.
So our conversation at the end, we want to know about, Mandsaur University students rather who are watching this program right now want to know about the National Education Framework, NEP, right? So how does it actually change in the life of a student? What is your take on it?
Okay, you mentioned National Education Policy. This was initiated in 2020, and this was one of the reformist initiative on part of the government of India after a long discussion and discussions with the stakeholders, various stakeholders. It's a huge document, and as I said, it has a great vision as well.
Right, sir.
As far Indian education landscape is concerned, and right from school level to the higher education level. Now, a few broad principles that it looks at is that at a macro level, it addresses to what kind of institution should be there, the university setup, the school setup. Then the next level is what kind of curriculum and what kind of syllabus, what should be the teaching learning process. Research is another very, very important area. Innovation, patenting. And then you have, it focuses on the quality assurance as far the faculty is concerned, faculty capabilities in teaching, learning, their capabilities in research output, not only in terms of numbers, but in terms of quality. And it is aims to benchmark with the international standards. Also, it has, when we talk about institution, it has tried to bring in uniformity across the country in terms of the degrees that are offered, the levels that are the levels that will be implemented, the alignment with the international universities, etc. The broader principles is that you make it simpler, make it relevant. The education system I am making. How does it make the youngsters, since you talked about youngsters, the students, relevant? How the education becomes relevant for them? And we have been talking about their relevance in their professional life, in their day-to-day life, in their own family life, as an individual life skills, what they have to develop. Then giving the equal opportunity, the principles of inclusivity. So how the far off places also where it was difficult to reach out with the help of technology and making online teaching learning feasible, to facilitate that process where the youth of the far distant places don't remain deprived. They get an equal opportunity. So these are the broader principles. But coming to the core, because if I start discussing about NAP, it has various dimensions. And let's not talk about all the things which is inherent in it. But primarily when we talk about students, so far there has been a big debate and discussion which goes on even now, and the challenge is that our students, after they earn their degree, they complete their education, and when they go for work, there is a big difference between what the skill gap is huge. The kind of skill which is required by the industry and the knowledge that they gain and the skill that they gain during their education, there is a huge gap. There is no conversion of knowledge into skills. Even at the vocational level, there is a dearth of professional electricians, plumbers, drivers, even the labor force, the skill level force, there is a huge scarcity. So right from the school level to the higher education and even the postgraduate, undergraduate, postgraduate, PhD levels, now competencies have been mapped with the degrees. Earlier, the student used to gain knowledge, write examination, get the degree, score marks. There were qualifying marks and which made them eligible for a degree. Then there were classes, first class, second class, third class. Right now also it would be there. But then the system assures that if there is an undergraduate program, say suppose BTech, or say suppose BBA, or say suppose BA journalism, there has to be competences defined, predefined, attached to these degrees, and it is expected that the curriculum, the courses, the syllabus, the entire teaching learning process results into certain competences and skill sets which will be useful for those students in either starting their own venture, or when making them employable to the companies or the sectors where they are seeking employment. Similarly, if you are doing an agriculture science, then the knowledge should be such that at the end they should be having 10 skills which help them to work on, to understand the soil conditions, the cropping patterns, the new cropping ways, the new technology which is available in that, how that crops those produce will be stored, how they will be logistically, how they will be reached to the market, how they will be commercialized. So, and that's where it comes that, okay, agriculture science combined with management discipline, which there is another focus is in the multidisciplinary approach of the teaching learning process. So a student combining its knowledge in agriculture with certain subjects in management, he comes out with the right skills where he is not only an agriculturist who is producing crop and with the advanced technology and with the right method, giving them higher yield and a better quality, but also facilitates them, helps them with the skills where he can trade, commercialize those products effectively.
Certainly.
So is true with all the disciplines. So effectively what it means is that the institutions, the curriculum has to ensure that every degree contributes to certain competencies to its student. And I think this is the biggest change as far the students are concerned. And here the tool of outcome-based education, where you have course outcome defined, learning outcomes defined, all these things come into picture and this help in the attainment of the competences and skills which are attached to a particular degree. This is one. Secondly, there were certain restraints, constraints. Say suppose, for example, if a student for any reason wanted to discontinue in between an undergraduate program after first year, say, it was very difficult for him or her to come back and then continue with the degree because of the rules and regulations. Now that flexibility is there that the students at any point in time, if they have their choice or by any compulsion, they have to discontinue, they can earn that credit. It goes into their credit bank, and at some stage later when they are comfortable and they feel that they would like to continue and further enhance their learning, then that there is an opportunity, they can continue and they can complete the degree. So if they are doing a first, I think, if I remember correct, if they are doing first year, they will get a certificate. Second year, they will get a diploma. Third year, they will get a degree. If there is a 4-year program, then it becomes an honors. So it is basically facilitating the interest of the students and every strata of the students. On the other hand, by focusing on high quality research, high quality faculty development program, allowing international universities to come into the country, setting up campuses, and then focusing on and motivating institutions to go for quality assurance through accreditation, etc. The effort of NEP is to enhance the quality of the education also, the teachers also, the research also, and ultimately the kind of delivery, the kind of knowledge impartation which is happening, or the skills which are generated, that makes them relevant, that is very close to the industry. And while developing the curriculum and the syllabus, the feedback, the industry has to be one of the major players or those stakeholders who are the end users of these skill sets. Their viewpoint are taken. Similarly, point of views of global universities and global companies are also being taken, and a right curriculum is framed up, and the faculty development, faculty training, that is also very, very important.
Bilkul.
One more important aspect is that we are also focusing now on highlighting what we talked earlier, is to make prominently the students aware of the hidden knowledge and the treasure which the Indian scriptures have in them, and somehow they have been losing their importance because they have not been understood, they have not been conveyed, they have not been taught to the students. And I think that dimension also helps, because many of the countries we see, look at Japan, you look at China, look at European countries, right from language to the kind of innovations that they do, the practices that they apply or they adopt into their business, into manufacturing, into their services. They come out from their own culture, their own practices, homegrown practices. Now, somehow, in our education system, many of these things have been borrowed, and somewhere we have forgotten our what we call as an Indian knowledge system, and there is a provision to introduce that and integrate in the curriculum.
Certainly.
So there are so many ways in which the effort is to equip the students with the right skills, right competence, which helps them in long term. And also there is a focus on learning and unlearning process, continuous learning process, upgrading your learning process, focus on use of technology, open learning sources. Government has, within the NEP, there have been a lot of online resources which has been created. And I think we can talk a lot about it. But since you asked about this, I think this is how it is.
So yeah, we have been talking about learning and unlearning process, and at the same time, the curriculum and industry-ready curriculum for the students. But there is a looming threat which is right now existing for the students and for the generation is AI, artificial intelligence. And उसके साथ-साथ students को कहीं ना कहीं से वो worry कर रहे हैं, anxious कर रहे हैं about their job markets. So, sir, what would be your strategic plan? Since you are handling the top management of the university, what would be your strategic plan for a 20-year-old student, to remain future-proof?
Yeah.
ताकि वो घबराए ना कि AI है, हमें
देखिए, whenever there is a technological disruption, as elementary as we can see, it was very elementary of introduction of computers. There is always a fear that this is going to be a major threat to humanity, and especially when we look it from the employment and livelihood point of view.
Correct.
And so is happening with AI. But definitely with AI, the challenges and the debate is that whether this technology with AI, the kind of manifestations it has, the kind of uses it has, can it overpower the human resource and the human capabilities? And therefore there is a threat. Of course there is a threat. Of course there was a threat with the computerization also. But then over a period of time, you adapted to the needs of the time. Now AI has a destructive phase also, but a constructive phase also. So when you ask how we are preparing our students, so first of all, we are using AI, we are equipping AI skills, equipping the faculty with the AI skills, so that they can particularly sensitize, teach, and tell students about what ways AI can be used and how to prepare
ethically.
One is ethically. Secondly, the kind of threats AI may be throwing before these youngsters and how they can really take over those threats. I think I was talking to one of the students during the day today, and he was pursuing AI. And he mentioned that I think we need to be creative, we need to be innovative, we need to upskill ourselves
Absolutely.
so that we can do better than what becomes a routine for a AI tool to function.
Certainly.
Right? Now, Chat GPT can help you in write certain things, do certain things, but inherent skill or acumen of a poet or a writer or a journalist cannot be taken over by a
Absolutely.
by a AI
Any
tool.
AI tool.
So this kind of sensitization needs to be imparted to the students, and this is what we are doing. What is that they should be doing additionally? And we are also making them aware about the latest of the literature, latest of the ways in which the different countries, the industries, the corporates, they are training their workforce so that they don't become obsolete. There will be certain areas of or certain jobs which will become automated, but there would be others where there will be a scope.
Certainly.
So let's look at the positive side, and therefore we are sensitizing these students, creating those opportunities so that they take advantage of the opportunities created by the AI rather than fearing from them.
Certainly, sir. So, what would be your final message for the Campus Cover viewers who are watching you right now? Give us your final advices and message to them before we wrap up and go to the rapid fire question.
Honestly speaking, I'll ask them to go and watch a reel or a movie after this long interview. But on a serious note, I would say that, as I said, they must understand themselves first, try to have goals in their life, and have some determined direction. Don't hesitate in talking to your seniors, to your friends, to your well-wishers. Don't hesitate on collecting information or getting the right information when you are using your internet or the social media. Develop your analytical thinking. Create a thinking mind. Keep yourself aware, and then you try to prepare yourself. I think once you do this, you will, and when you talk with people, your friends, your seniors, network with industry, you will get to know what is the right way to build up your career. And I think this is something which I would like to all these students to do. At the same time, I have a message for parents that, of course, keep an eye on them. You mentor them, you guide them, but please avoid creating undue stress, undue expectations on them. Don't try to impose your interest or your preconceived direction for them. Try to understand their preferences, their competences, which I think they are better judge. If they are not, give them opportunity to understand from others, and let them explore the world, let them explore the field. And I'm sure these students, these kids will never disappoint them.
Wonderful. So we have it's time for to wrap up this program and wrap up this wonderful conversation.
What is next coming? I think
next is the rapid fire segment. Bunch of questions, just some 10 to 15 questions, sir. Yeah. And you have to just give one word answers.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's most difficult task.
Can we do that, sir?
Let me try. Let me give it a try. Yes.
So, describe yourself in one word. Your journey of your life until now.
Relive.
Okay.
I would like to relive.
Relive.
Yeah.
Favorite Indian city?
Visakhapatnam.
Chai or coffee?
वो दोनों चलता है यार, चाय और फी.
A book you would give it to a stranger.
Sorry?
A book you would love to give it to a stranger.
Okay, that's something. And there are many books I have, though I'm not a prolific reader, but one book I always prefer giving is The Man's Eternal Quest.
Okay.
Which is by Yogi Paramahansa. Yeah. And I think that's one book
You would love to give,
you would love to give
pass on.
someone.
Okay.
Yes.
Hard work or intelligence?
I would go for hard work.
Favorite hobby outside of work?
Travel,
Travel to?
anywhere, wander, whatever, wherever, traveling, anywhere.
Favorite singer?
Favorite singer, difficult, but if I were to say people like something like Hemant Kumar, Jagjit,
Any particular song?
I don't
We
remember.
will not ask you to sing,
I don't
certainly.
remember. I
But
don't
any
remember.
particular song
I
you
don't
remember?
exactly remember, but there's many. But
Okay.
then, yeah.
Okay. The first thing you would do when you wake up? You do at least, of course, when you wake up.
I mean, at this age of life, I think I wake up many a times, and depends when you wake up. So many a times I wake up and I think, oh, this is something which is pending from X, Y, Z. So I keep it noted. Early morning I shoot in the SMS.
Okay.
While I was little younger in the leadership,
Okay.
little immature,
Uh-huh.
even at 12 midnight I used to shoot the message.
Okay.
But early morning, I think I remember the Almighty, I remember the family. Normally, this is something which is there. I think that's how it is.
One thing that makes you proud part of Mandsaur University.
Proud part of
Mandsaur
its commitment towards society, its purpose.
Your go-to stress buster zone, like it could be anything, be it your place in Delhi, Ghaziabad, Bihar, Mandsaur, anywhere. Your go-to stress buster place,
Isolation,
and that isolation is
thinking about yourself.
Instagram or LinkedIn.
Insta,
Instagram. Pen and paper or digital notes.
a pen and paper.
One word to describe Mandsaur students, Mandsaur University students rather.
Students.
Yeah.
Wow. I think funky would be the right word. I think I see them, high beat, high energy, high thrill, and I think with their naughtiness they make you dance. When they sing, they make you dance.
Always go-getters.
Yeah, go-getters kind of a thing. Yeah, so
Best advice you ever got.
इंतजार करो, सब समय के साथ सब मिलेगा.
इंतजार करो, समय के साथ सब मिलेगा. Best describe yourself in 3 words, sir.
So I would call it dream. I think what do you do? I think dream, dedication, dream, dedication, delivery.
Wonderful. So thank you so much for giving us a lot to think about. आपका तहे दिल से मैं मशकूर हूँ.
Thank you.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.
It has been my pleasure talking all these hours and minutes. I would
आज
say.
मैं proudly कह सकता हूँ कि I'm proudly speaking on behalf of every Mandsaur University students that we have received some wonderful advices from you. I mean, you have really given your valuable insights, and this deep dive conversation was really enriching, and it has much to share, and we will definitely we promise to ask questions, and we promise to keep learning as you do, as you call yourself a perfectionist learner. And बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने अपना कीमती समय निकाला despite your busy schedule. We invited you for this deep dive conversation, and then you have been so flexible with us so far. अब हमने आपका, मुझे लगता अभी समय करीबन अब अगर हम समय की बात करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली 8 बजने को है. 3 बजे से आप 8 बजे तक हमारे कैंपस खबर टीम के लिए रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं, और हमने आपको बहुत सारी प्लेसेस पे ले लिया. Really a wonderful journey, sir. Really.
मुझे तो समय कैसे बीता लगा ही नहीं, पता ही नहीं चला, और मैंने काफ़ी एंजॉय किया. और आपको खास तौर पे मुझे लगता है मुझे कॉम्प्लीमेंट करना चाहिए, द काइंड ऑफ रिसर्च दैट यू हैव डन ऑन मी, एंड आई नेवर न्यू दैट आई एम सो मच पब्लिकली अवेलेबल, दो आई हैव माय वेबसाइट.
डिजिटल प्रेजेंस की बात कर रहे हैं सर.
और दूसरी बात कि द वे यू हैव नेविगेटेड द एंटायर conversation, I think it has been really wonderful talking to you. Thank you so
Coming
much.
from you
Wish you
means
all
a
the
lot,
best.
sir. बहुत
And
बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने हमें एथिक्स के बारे में सिखाया, एआई के एथिक्स के बारे में सिखाया, और कैसे हम वर्ल्ड क्लास इंस्टीट्यूशन की बात करें और मंदसौर यूनिवर्सिटी को उस प्लेटफॉर्म पे और उस बेंचमार्क पे हम कैसा सेट करें, डेफिनेटली आपने ये भी बताया. सो व्यूअर्स, इफ यू रियली एंजॉयड दिस डीप डाइव कॉन्वर्सेशन, I can only request you that don't forget to like, share, subscribe our official channel Campus Cover. We'll see you in the next episode. Stay curious. Thank you so much.